Have you ever finished a handwoven project and then thought, now what do I do with the ends?
Yeah, actually I have. My very first weaving project I finished it and then I thought, I don't know what to do now. I think when I was in weaving in the class, we did a hem stitched end, so we had a fringe, but the piece I finished for myself was a table runner. I didn't want a fringe on the end, but I didn't know what to do. So I called up my one of my weaving teachers, and I asked her, what do I do now? I don't even own a sewing machine. She said, come on over, I'll help you out. She ended up sending me home with her sewing machine. I've told you this story where she actually measured it and then she cut it and then went, oh, I cut it wrong. My first piece.
Biggest fear.
I was like, my heart dropped, but it wasn't the end of the world. Anyway, she hemmed it. She showed me how to do it. She sent me home with her sewing machine. And now I know how to do it. But Cicely actually is kind of the professional, so I'm going to let her discuss.
Today we're going to show you how to hem your fabric so that it is clean, professional, and lasts for years. And we use the same hem on cotton tea towels as well as silky baby wraps. We're going to go over two different methods, one using a serger and one just using your sewing machine. And we're also going to talk about an ironing trick that gives you a really professional hem.
We start by serging. Now this serging is my preferred method. I take the product directly from the loom straight to the serger. I do expect I'm going to lose one or two picks during that process, but I generally allocate an extra couple picks for that process. And then I'm just going to show you the end of it here. There, it's just a nice serged end. I love it. It's my favorite.
If you don't have a serger, you can easily use your sewing machine for this task. We use a nice wide zigzag stitch and try and catch one or two, well, actually more like two or three of the picks, just to lock it in and keep it secure so that it's ready when you need to do your hem.
So then we just take our rotary cutter and cut off anything extra because, you know, it's not a serger and it doesn't automatically cut it. So we just cut off this little bit of extra, and then I'm just going to show you how nice that little zigzag is there. That's pretty nice, right? And then I just take it over to my sinks and I give it a wet finish. So this is a tea towel. I mean, if you have a washing machine, I just don't have one in my studio. Obviously I do in my house, but anyways, regardless, I just wash it up with water. I give it some squeezing and I throw it in my spinner. But if I were you, it's a tea towel, I would just wash and dry it.
After washing and drying, any little end will pop up. So any knot repairs, any bobbin changes. So we just like to give those a nice little trim right away before we accidentally iron them down and then can't see them very well. Even just these little ones can be pretty annoying at the end, so we get them. Then we give the whole thing a nice press. I like to go lengthwise and widthwise. This is the part where we really get down to the hem itself. I like to give the end a really nice iron right before I start, just so I know I'm working with a completely flat surface. Then I fold down each corner about 2 centimeters or whatever you want to use for your width, but your hem will be half of this distance. So I give those a nice press. Then I fold down the top just so that my serge line meets the end of my corner. You can see that clearly in the video. And I make sure to do the other side just the same. Now you flip that hem so that all the unseemly edges are tucked in there. And on that corner, you want to try to make sure that it's not poking out too much. You can adjust this slightly when you're sewing, but those do have a tendency to kind of get pointy, which you can see there. It is a little pointy, but it's not the end of the world at this point. You can easily adjust. It's just how the iron affects it. Now I'm ironing the sewn edge. So this is the side that has the zigzag, and we're actually going to do it the exact same way. I decided to measure my corner here just to see if I really am doing the 2 centimeters that I think, and I was. So 2 centimeters is about 3/4 of an inch for those of you who prefer that measurement. And we just iron it the exact same way. So whether you have a serger or a sewing machine, you can do this. Moving on to the sewing machine, I'm just making sure that my hem didn't get messed up while I was doing the other side. And now I'm showing you the path we're going to sew. So I like to start in that inner corner and then go out just to help reduce the amount of enticement my sewing machine has to eat my fabric, because we all know it loves to do that. I find if I start on an inner part and back tack up first, it's less likely. And thankfully on this side, it was fine. I do use a little, I call it my sixth finger, so just any little tool to help push it along, just at that beginning part. I keep my needle in the far left position, and so right as close to that hem as I can get. I don't really like a big flap, but that is something that will come with practice. If you're new to this, it's not a huge deal if you sew your line a little bit closer to the center, so long as you're getting all of the layers. Make sure to pivot your machine when you get to the end for that angle, and make sure that it's not poking out of the side. And always back tack your stitches. Now I am trimming off the ends. I like to do this as I go, just so that it's not something I have to search for at the end. And that's what that hem looks like. Moving on to the other end, I'm just, again, making sure that it is all lined up, because it does get a little out of place, obviously. And I'm showing the exact path that I'm going to sew yet again. And this side was not as nice as the other side. It had nothing to do with the sewing versus serging, just my sewing machine deciding it wanted a snack. So I'm just kind of trying to do what I normally do here, and it's not quite moving. I'm having a couple issues. I'm just doing a little bit of trial, but I know that if I push it too much, it will rip my fabric or pull out a thread or just cause me a hassle that I do not want. So I do decide here to just abort, and I lift my needle, I cut my thread, and I wiggle it gently out of the machine. You have to be really careful. And there we go. Since I aborted pretty quickly and I didn't let it eat too much of it, it actually was a super easy fix. I just trim off any ends, make sure that nothing looks really wonky and there's no piling up of the thread. If there was, I would unpick that, but there wasn't, so I was able to just put it back in, give it a fresh start. And I actually guess I start at the outside edge here, but it was already sewn down a little bit, which I find does help it glide through nicely. Still using my little sixth finger to help push it, back tacking, and just continuing on, making sure to pivot at that corner, lining everything up. If this piece had a distinct pattern other than plain weave, I would line up my hem with the pattern where it's meeting it, just to make sure that I'm keeping everything straight and I'm not going to have a really different hem, if that makes sense. And I'm just sewing right at the edge there, just like the last side. You can see I pull out that bottom fabric to make sure I don't get that pointy corner. I want my angled end to be in the piece, not creating a little dog ear at the end. And another back tack to finish off this piece. We hope this gives you the confidence to finish your beautiful handwoven pieces.
If you're new to weaving or thinking about starting, we share lots of tips, tricks, and tutorials here on this channel. If you liked this video, you'll probably also like this one or this one. See you there. Bye for now.